Good morning, and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven, and I'm so glad that you're here. Every day we try to help you start on the right foot, and today we're talking about what moves us forward. Faith in action. James writes, just as the body is dead without breath, so also faith is dead without good works. Faith isn't just something we believe, it's something we live. And I love this quote from D. Elton Trueblood. Faith is not belief without proof, but trust without reservation. That's it. Faith doesn't wait until every detail makes sense. Faith moves because we trust the one who holds every detail. Oh, maybe that's you this morning, though. Maybe for something to shift. Maybe you're waiting for that perfect sign or that perfect timing. But what if God's waiting on you to take the first small step? You see, He partners with us to accomplish great things. We have a role to play. I talk about it all the time on This Day in History. The movers and shakers, they're the ones who make history, right? We can't be stale, stagnant, and watching from the sidelines. We have to be the change that we want to see. Now, faith in action isn't always dramatic, though. Sometimes it's showing up for the moments that you've been dreading. Yeah. Sometimes it's reaching out to that friend that God's been nudging you to call or text. Sometimes it's extending forgiveness so that bitterness doesn't own your heart. And it's always saying, God, I trust you, even when you can't see the outcome yet. Oh, when we live that kind of faith, people notice. It shines brighter than any sermon we could preach, and its byproducts carry eternal impact in the lives around us. So today, I'm challenging you, and I'm challenging me, to put our faith in motion. Let's not just say we believe. Let's live it with evidence. Now, what's one way you can show your faith today? Think about it, and then do it. Hebrews 11:6 says, without faith, it's impossible to please God. So today, let's delight His heart. Let's make Him so happy, He giggles. I actually prayed that prayer this morning as I was getting ready for work. I'm curious, though. How are you living your faith out loud? Maybe you've got a story of stepping out and watching God do more than you ever imagined. Your story could give someone else the confidence to do their thing today. So reach out. Text me, 256-967-0885. Or you can call me here at the studio, 256-505-0885. Or email Steven@885jfm.com. Here on the Lifeline Morning Show, we're not just talking about faith. We're learning to live it out together. And as we kick things off, here's a song to get your spirit moving. A reminder that when faith moves, God moves with it. It's for King and Country, World on Fire. I am thankful that you are here hanging out with me on the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. And hey, I want to give you a heads up. You're going to hear me pitch to a whole lot of music. Unfortunately, I can't play that music here on the podcast. This show is actually live on the radio. So here's the deal, though. I've put together a Spotify playlist and a song list. 2 ways for you to still enjoy the music. So I hope you'll go and take advantage of that. It's over in the podcast episode description right now. So when you're done with the podcast and you've subscribed and you've shared it with a friend, go check out those tracks. Oh, the music is so good. Hey, thanks for being here. And as always, I love when you reach out. So let me give you those ways one more time. You can text me, 256-967-0885. Hey, we can get some GIFs going back and forth. It's always fun. Or request a song. Hey, hang out with me live sometime. I'm on from 6 to 10. That's Central Time. All right? Monday through Friday. So, come on, 885jfm.com. Click the On Now button and press play. You can also call the studio line if you want to reach out, 256-505-0885. If you get the answering machine, I'll call you back. And here's how to email me, Steven@885jfm.com. All right? All right, thank you so much. Now, let's get on with the show.
Faith and fear both require you to believe in something that hasn't happened yet. Faith and fear both require you to believe in something that hasn't happened yet. Pick your belief.
You're going to have those sleeves today. Yeah, it's chilly out there. Now let's talk about your word of life. It might just warm you up. Yeah, from James. See what I did there? From James chapter 2, verse 26 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Just as the body is dead without breath, so also faith is dead without good works. You know what? You know something that keeps your body warm? It's moving. It's keeping active. You know what keeps your faith nice and warm and built and getting stronger? Moving and being active. So when's the last time that you exercised your faith? When's the last time you believed God for a miracle? When's the last time that you expected only what he could do? There's some power there. So hey, let's live out our faith today. Okay? Sound good? Hey, thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline. Good morning to you, Joel Modest. I see you. And Guten Tag to our friends over in Fuchenstein and Vogelen, Germany. Thank you for being here as well. Now I got Mercy Me with Oh Death right here on the Lifeline Morning Show. As we are chattering our teeth because it's so cold outside, our good friend Joel Modest is hanging out down in sunny Palm Coast, Florida. But hey, you know what? It's not too warm down there just yet. He said it's 47 here this morning, warming to 70 degrees. Wow, that's really mild for his part of the world. He said, can you play God's Not Dead by the Newsboys? Why, yes. Yes, I can, Joel Modest. Thank you for requesting it. I'm about to send you a GIF. I'm going to get creative with it, so be ready to chuckle. Oh, and I might have to send you a dad joke, because I know you love those too. So, here's your song. Let me just start this off by saying I'm not getting political at all, but we have to deal with some facts. And the facts are that SNAP benefits, well, as far as I know, and from all the reports I've been seeing, they are not going to be issued tomorrow. And that is going to put a lot of people in a bind. I mean, this is going to be rough for a lot of people. But I am so thankful that we have organizations, we have businesses, we have ministries around us who decide, hey, we're going to fill the gap. We're going to help some people out. And I've got to tell you about one that is so cool. I've been knowing Rick Laster for a long time. He is a really nice guy. And let me tell you, his ministry, Stay Free Ministries, tries to meet people where they are, and that's exactly what they're doing. And they're not doing it alone. They have a lot of partners who are helping them do this. But what exactly are they doing? Well, he went to Facebook yesterday, and he explained it. So I want to just play that for you so you can find out how you might be able to get a little help, especially with food stamps and with SNAP not funded. Take a listen to this.
Hello, Facebook. How are y'all doing out there? With the government shut down and different things that are going on, you know, this time that we live in, there's really a lot of things going on in the world. But because of that shutdown now, the food stamps for people have been cut off. And us as a church, Stay Free Ministries, Gillum's tying in and helping us, and there's some different people that's going to come along beside us. We're going to begin to cook hot meals 7 days a week. Actually, it's going to be 6 because Connect Kitchen serves a meal every Thursday night. But all the nights but Thursday, we're going to open up our doors and we're going to have full meals here. Open at 5 o'clock to 6:30. From 5 to 6:30, you can come here and you can have a meal. I know there's people out here that are single mothers, and you know, this is just a time that people may be concerned or worried or whatever, and we want to supplement at least one of your meals. So what we can do is, if you'll come here any night of the week, you don't have to go to church, you don't have to go to CR, you don't have to do none of that stuff. Just come and eat a meal, and you can go and you can leave. So every night of the week except Thursday, we're all going to go over to Connect Kitchen. But every night of the week except Thursday, we're going to serve a hot meal. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have snacks for the kids. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that there's food out there and that we're serving food totally free. It's not going to cost you anything. Here's you an opportunity to slip in here between 5 and 6:30, eat you a meal. Bring your kids, bring your whole family. We got a nice playground outside the kids can play on, and we love kids running around everywhere anyway. But starting Monday, this Monday coming up, the 3rd, we are going to begin cooking meals every night except Thursday. Thursday, we're all going to go to Connect Kitchen. Y'all come on out here and join us. This is what we'll do during this time when there's no food stamps. Love y'all.
Wow, that's being the hands and feet of Jesus right there. That's living your faith out loud. A lot of people coming together saying, hey, we want to help meet this need. And I had to tell you about it because it could be that maybe you could benefit from it. Maybe that's for you. So, hey, I'm glad to put that out there. One more piece of information for you as well. Because not this weekend, but next weekend, there's a big thing happening. Let me tell you about it. One Generation Away and the Gunnersville Ministerial Alliance are hosting a free community food distribution on Saturday morning, November 8th at 9:30 in the Claysville School parking lot. It's a drive-through, first-come, first-served event with enough food for about 350 cars. No paperwork is required either. The event is a partnership between One Generation Away and Gunnersville First Methodist, Redeemer Christian Fellowship, Lake City Assembly, Creek Path Baptist, Victory Baptist, Royal Church, and Real Church. Everyone is welcome to attend. So, that's some churches stepping up between Stay Free and Gillum and the others there in Arab. That's where Stay Free Ministries is, by the way. They're in Arab. And Connect Kitchen is there as well. And then you've got the food distribution coming up next weekend. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know we've got some people hurting right now. We got some people wondering, hey, how am I going to feed my family? So there you go. I'm hoping you're able to take advantage of these because, hey, if you need the help, you need the help. And there's no shame in that. Okay, so this is a term I usually don't use on the radio because I know we have a lot of people who are very sensitive to it, but I'm going to use it because I've got something for you coming up here on the show, okay? All right, so Halloween. You usually don't hear me use that word, but I'm using it. Halloween is an amazing opportunity for something great to happen. If you don't believe me, or even if you do, stick around. I'm going to tell you what kind of opportunity we're talking about with a little help from a guy that I found over on the socials, and he makes perfect sense. So please make sure you hear this today. Don't go anywhere. Now, I think maybe we need to have a good day because today is going to be a good day because somebody is going to win some gift cards next. Here's Forrest Frank. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. All right, now let's go ahead and crank that engine and then let's start that music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the Car Line Competition. Your chance to win some gift cards this morning. It's Friday. You know what that means? It's Fast Pass Friday. No multiple choice. This is 3 trivia questions in a row. You get all 3 right. Guess what? You win 3 gift cards. 1 to keep, 2 to give away, and we're going to have a blast with it. So put this phone number in your phone and get ready to call me. Don't call me yet. Here we go, 256-505-0885. And just in case you're wondering, these gift cards are to Gunnersville Chick-fil-A, Albertville Home Bakery, and the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. All right, a big thank you to our sponsors to help us do this. Now that number one more time, put it in your phone. Don't call me yet, 256-505-0885. Now you have all the digits on that phone. Here we go. Question number 1. When you know the answer, call me up. Just remember, you can't win more than once in a month. So you got to encourage your classmates to call in to get your class at the top of the leaderboard. Here we go. Question 1. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? The majority of the Declaration of Independence. Was it A? Oh, I do give you multiple choice. Is it A, George Washington, B, Thomas Jefferson, C, Benjamin Franklin, or D, John Hancock? Wow, 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Who wrote the Declaration of Independence? The majority of it. A, George Washington, B, Thomas Jefferson, C, Benjamin Franklin, or D, John Hancock. 256-505-0885. Call me up. Let me know. Win some gift cards. And there's my caller. Hey, I'm loving this car line competition because I just got an answer to that first question, and I want to share it with you. So take a listen to this. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good. What's your name?
Lacey.
Lacey. All right, Lacey. Are you happy that it's Friday?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. You got big plans for the weekend?
No.
No? Just going to chillax?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need, just to kind of recharge batteries. All right, let's see if we can have some fun right now, Lacey. Got 3 questions for you. Here's question number 1. Who wrote the majority of the Declaration of Independence? Do you know?
Thomas Jefferson.
Yes, it was Thomas Jefferson. Now, question number 2. Which ocean is the largest? Is it the Atlantic, The Pacific, the Indian, or the Arctic?
The Pacific.
It is the Pacific. You said that so confidently. I would not have known that if I didn't have the answer in front of me. And question number 3, what color do you get when you mix blue and yellow?
Green.
Yes, you do! Congratulations to you! You just won 3 gift cards. What do you think about that?
I'm happy.
I'm happy too. Hey, I really love this because not only do we put a smile on your face, but now you get to go and put smiles on 2 more people's faces. Tell me about the 2 very special people you're going to give a gift card to.
My mom and my nanny.
Okay, very cool. So tell me something special about that nanny.
So she's like very kind-hearted, and she like, I ask her stuff and then she like takes it in, and then she like helps me when I feel sad and all that.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah. All right. A lot of love shared there. Now tell me something special about that mom of yours.
So when I'm sick, she would just not go to work and just stay home with me and watch over me and take me to the hospital if I need to.
Wow. So making sure baby girl is taken care of. That is amazing. Sounds like you got a great mom, Lacey.
Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you for sharing the love here on the radio. Now, what school do you go to, Lacey?
DAR.
You
Middle
do?
School.
Awesome. What grade are you in?
6.
6th grade. All right. Thank you so much for calling me up and playing my game. Could I ask you one final question?
Yes, sir.
Why do you listen to us, Lacey?
Because you make my day happier before I go to school.
Oh, I am so thankful that you enjoy it, and you just made my heart happy. You just made my morning, Lacey. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And that is how it's done. Lacey, congratulations. I'll be getting those in the mail to you. Wow, a lot of love being shared here on the radio. And that was just round number 1. But guess what? We're not done. We got round number 2. And there's my bells, which means we can go ahead. Now, I'm taking the training wheels off. No multiple choice on this one. We're going to go straight questions, 3 of them to be exact. All right, you get 1, 2, and 3. And guess what? You get 1, 2, and 3 gift cards. Here we go. You ready? All right. What's the largest planet in our solar system? The largest planet in our solar system. Which one is it? 256-505-0885. And we got somebody very confident in their answer because there they are on the phone. Stay right there, and I will come and talk with you here in just a moment. Let me start this song up, though. It is All Because of Mercy. Hey, good morning.
Hello?
Oh, David. What's going on,
Yeah.
man?
Oh, man, I know this because you asked me last week.
Okay, so which one is it? Which one is the largest planet?
Okay, go over the ones next to Saturn. Saturn and what?
Okay, so let's see. If I remember correctly, the mnemonic is my very educated mother just served us nachos. So Mercury, Earth, Venus, just Jupiter, served Saturn, us Uranus, nachos, Neptune.
Jupiter.
It is Jupiter. All right, second question. Which U.S. state is known as the land of 10,000 lakes?
Minnesota.
Minnesota is correct. And finally, who built an ark to survive the Great Flood?
Noah.
Noah did. Congratulations, sir. You just won 3 gift cards. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm doing backflips in the floor right now.
Okay, sounds good. Now, you know how
Yeah.
this thing works. We want you to keep 1, give 2 away. Who are you giving the 2 extra away to?
No, I'm going to give 2 to Rick Bolts, a friend of mine up in Madison.
All right, so Rick, tell me something special about Rick. What do you like about that guy?
He's a man of God. He's had some really cool encounters with the Lord. He's give, and nobody's ever really give back to him. So I know it's not much, but I'm going to give him a couple cards and say, hey, here, man, some of your work paid off.
Sounds good, man. All right, well, thanks for calling me up. That's how it's done. Going out the door to David, 3 gift cards, and that brings us to the end of today's car line competition. I'll give you a few more tidbits, a few more facts about those 3 questions because I love this trivia. I really do. I enjoy it a lot. Okay, so let me tell you some of these details. So, yes, Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system, but the largest planet in space is actually one called Hat P 67B, and somebody somewhere just said, he said 6'7". And yes, you're correct. So Hat P67b, a gas giant with a radius over twice that of Jupiter. And Jupiter is like, it's so massive that it's more than twice as massive as all the other planets combined in our solar system. So this is like over twice that of Jupiter, and it's considered a puffy planet. It's a gas giant. I wonder if it smells good or if it smells bad. And Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, though it actually has over 11,000 lakes. Yeah, did you know that? Yeah, and then here's a really good one, okay? So Noah, definitely the answer to the ark question, right? But here is a good little thing to ask people, just to trip them up a little bit. You say this: how many kinds of each animal did Moses take on the ark? And everybody gets tripped up because they're thinking about how many went on the ark. Well, it's 2 by 2, right? Actually, that's even wrong, but you can. It was 2 by 2, but it was 7 pairs of every clean animal and 1 pair of every unclean. But that's beside the point, because the question that I asked to trip them up was, how many kinds of each animal did Moses take on the ark? Moses didn't do the ark. That was Noah. So there you go. I've gotten countless people on that one. So yeah, that's the car line competition. We'll do it again coming up on Monday. We'll have a blast. But hey, just in case your kid plays the car line competition and has to get out of the car before they hear themselves on the radio, you can let them hear what they sounded like by going to the podcast at 11 o'clock every day. It's up on 5 platforms: Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube podcast. Just type in Lifeline Morning Show podcast there, and you'll be able to find it. And then you can let them hear what they sounded like on the radio. Sound good? All right. Hey, thanks for being here. All right, so I've got a drive time devotion coming up, plus a little something about Halloween. Now, I usually don't say that word on the radio. I usually say, oh, it's candy night, or something like that, because we have some people who are super sensitive to the whole idea of Halloween. But the reason why I'm saying it is, there is an amazing opportunity for you as a Christian to enjoy Halloween. You're like, oh, Stephen, that's sacrilegious. Nope. Just stick around. I'll tell you why. Okay? All right. Don't go anywhere. This one goes out to Preston, listening to us in Clanton, Alabama. He's one of those listeners from the podcast who came along and said, hey, I want to check this thing out live. And he stuck around ever since. He reaches out about every morning, and I'm so glad that he does. Here's his requested song.
This is Pastor Larry Walls with your Drive Time Devotion. For a long time, scientists have studied the effect that laughter has on human beings and have found, among other things, that laughter has a profound instantaneous effect on virtually every important organ in the human body. Laughter reduces health-sapping tension. It simultaneously relaxes the tissues and exercises the organs. It causes the release of both dopamine and serotonin in the brain, natural substances that contribute to a general feeling of well-being. The great preacher Charles H. Spurgeon once emphasized to a preaching class the importance of making facial expressions that harmonized with one's sermon. He said, when you speak of heaven, let your face light up. Let it be irradiated with a heavenly gleam. Let your eyes shine with reflected glory. But now when you speak of hell, he said, then your ordinary face will do. While we may think it contrived to force a facial expression, such a smile, or to force a laugh, scientists have found that even forced laughter has a beneficial effect, both mentally and physically. Proverbs 17:22 says, a happy heart is good medicine, and cheerful mind works healing, but a broken spirit dries the bones. Laughter is the brush that sweeps away the cobwebs of your heart. So next time you feel nervous, tired, or stressed, just indulge in a good hearty laugh. Pray with me. God, we thank you for giving us the opportunity and the means to laugh. Even when we look at each other, we have a reason to smile. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I'm sorry. I'm chuckling here in the studio because the response that I just got from Lizeth, I did a little something in the car line competition that I figured would make some people, it would get a reaction out of somebody. So let me explain to you what I did, because the name of that planet that I mentioned that is actually bigger than the biggest planet in our solar system, it's called Hat P67b, and I realized there was a 6-7 in there. And when I did that, Lizeth said, the way Angie cringed at 6-7 was hilarious. She loves planets and space, and her face was prickles because she loves space. But why? Why 6'7" in space? Because that's all the rage these days. My little girl, she's 10 years old, and anytime she hears a 6 and a 7 in order, she's like, oh, Dad, did you hear it? 6, 7. Thank you, Lizeth, for letting me know that. That's so good. It worked. I made somebody cringe this morning. Now, let's talk about something else that, hey, this is happy stuff. It really is. But some people get so bent out of shape over the whole idea of Halloween. They're like, oh, that's the devil's day. No. Here, I want to pose to you that there's an amazing opportunity for you to minister to people on this very night. Yes, on Halloween. Here, I want to play a little clip that I found that says it so well, better than I could say it. Take a listen.
Here's the thing. The Word tells us to go ye into all of the world. Not many opportunities do we have when the world comes to us. And that's what's happening on Halloween. They're coming to us. So don't run from it. Let your light shine. Open your door. Be a blessing. Be joyous. Play with the kids a little bit. Tease them. Give them 2 pieces of candy instead of 1 and tell them the Lord loves you. Do you realize 90% of the people that are out on Halloween aren't celebrating the devil? They're out to have a good time and get some candy. They just don't know that there are alternative ways to do that. So let's love them and let the Lord minister to them through us.
I love that. See, we don't have to get bent out of shape and be all weird about this. It's an opportunity that we have to minister to other people because they are actually coming to us. That is cool. So maybe, grab some candy, have it ready. Get that light, turn it on the outside of your house and wait for those little trick-or-treaters to come by and minister to them. You don't have to be weird about it either. Just like you said, just, hey, the Lord loves you. Just a little nugget like that, just a little piece, just a little seed that you plant. And if you can be like super nice to these people, guess what's going to happen? The next time they see you out in public, they're going to come say hi. And that might be a relationship that blossoms that you never would have seen coming had you not given it just a chance. Yes, even on Halloween. And by the way, if you want an alternative way of getting candy besides trick-or-treating for the kids, well, let me tell you about this. The Way Church. They're having their trunk or treat tonight from 4 to 7. They're at 205 and Aniana Cutoff Road and Turnpike Road, right there at that intersection. So tonight, they're having their trunk or treat, The Way Church. All right, just wanted to let you know about that one. All right, let's get back to the music that I know you love. Hey, I think maybe, let's see. I want to hear some big shoulders. It's been a minute. I didn't even play this at all yesterday, so let me go ahead and get this queued up. I love this, and I was trying to tie in any kind of theme because, here it is. You ready? There are a bunch of kids who are going to be dressing up like superheroes tonight. And if you listen carefully, see if you can find the superhero in this song. All right? Because he's there. It's a really cool lyric too. So take a listen, see if you can find the superhero, and then I'll reveal what it is. We'll talk about it right after. Here it is, Unspoken and Big Shoulders. Oh, I like that song so much. So did you pick out what superhero I was looking for? And believe it or not, there are actually 2 in there. And Preston, he enlightened me to that fact. He actually just texted me. So let me read you the lyrics real quick. I love the lyrics to this song. Oh, it's so good. Here it is. Okay, so sometimes I march to my heartbeat. Sometimes I want to grab a Sharpie and put an S on my chest. Got that Superman complex. So that was the one. Okay, and then keep listening. I'm going to put a little self-help on them broken things. Don't speak about the unspoken things. Trying to wrestle with the devil like I low-key know Hulk Hogan things. Hulk Hogan. Yes, he's a superhero too. In my book, he is. And Preston even sent me one of the GIFs of him ripping his shirt off in the rink. It's iconic, man. Thank you for that. Man, I love my job. I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out right here. So, good music, good company, good stories. I'm having a good day. I hope you are too. Now, for King and Country. I played this song earlier, but I think I need to play it again. It's World on Fire right here on the Lifeline. Now, your word of life. Today from James chapter 2, verse 26 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Just as the body is dead without breath, so also faith is dead without good works. Ooh, that's some food for thought, isn't it? So what has your faith caused you to do? What kind of good works have you done? It's something to think about. It's kind of a daunting task when you think about it because, so many times we're so focused on what we want to do for ourselves, what we want to do for our family. But when's the last time we thought, hey, what can I do for somebody else? And I know right now times are tough. I mean, money is tight, but it doesn't have to cost money to do something amazing for somebody. So think about it. How can you live your faith out today? What kind of good works can show the evidence that faith is on the inside of you? Think about that and then put it into practice. Share that word of life with somebody too. Yeah, we've got it ready for you in photo form on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And it's always there at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Well, good morning to you, Columbus, Georgia. Guess what? I just saw this morning that Toby Mac is going to be doing this special concert series where he plays the entire album from beginning to end, Heaven on My Mind. And then he comes out and does some of his greatest hits after a little intermission. And he's coming to Columbus, Georgia. He's not coming to Alabama, but he's coming to Columbus, Georgia, and he's going to Savannah, Georgia as well. So you got a chance to see him coming up. I'll have to check the dates for you, but it's going to be good. I know that. I might just have to visit. I might have to visit you down there in Columbus that weekend. Maybe we finally get to meet each other. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Let me shout out the rest of these pins I'm seeing on my map right now. You listening in Arab and in Gunnersville, and I think that's Wheezy listening in Albertville. We've got some listeners also there in Weaver. Hey, this is the second day in a row I've seen that pin. Thank you for being here. It means so much. Plus, we got our friends just a little southwest of Eagle Point. And let's see. Yep, Joel Modis is hanging out with us in Palm Coast, Georgia. Georgia. Oh, my goodness. Palm Coast, Florida. Sorry, I'll get my mouth together here in a second. We've had Larry Walls listening from up there in Wisconsin, and our friends over in Germany are hanging out now, too. Okay, I'm going to take a break for a second, and I'm going to play you some music, and then I don't want you to go anywhere because I got quite the story of one guy who didn't know how he was going to feed his family. It was rough. And you know what? We might have a lot of people in that situation right now because those SNAP benefits aren't there. Yeah, but don't worry. We got some help right here in our community. I'm going to tell you more about that as well. So stick around. You'll hear that story, and then I'll tell you about some resources available to help you during this tough time. All right? All right, let me hit this ID. Then we got Seth Schlueter running back to you. I would like to introduce you to Julio the Foodio. That is actually his handle on TikTok. I did not make that up. Julio the Foodio. And you've got to hear his story. He shared this thing just a day ago. And already more than 74,000 people have liked this. They've hearted it. And it's because it's so powerful. It's a story of how God shows up right on time. I want you to listen to this. And then don't go anywhere because I got some resources to tell you about right after. Take a listen to this.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but with everything going on right now, the economy, the uncertainty, and even now the SNAP benefits being cut, I just feel like someone needs this reminder. God still provides. You see, about a couple of years ago, I went through one of the hardest seasons of my life. I used to own a restaurant with my family in Waxahachie, Texas. It was called Doña Yaqui, and we were doing great, but something happened within the family. Something painful, and we had to close the business. And being honest with you, sales were never an issue. It wasn't even business. It was betrayal. And for the sake of my wife and kids, we decided to walk away completely. You know how they say that the family tree also needs to be trimmed? Well, let's just say I trimmed my little branch and I planted somewhere else with my family. But unfortunately, that decision left us struggling financially because that restaurant was our only source of income. And I remember one morning, my kids woke up hungry. And when I opened the fridge and pantry, there was only enough food to make breakfast for them, not for me. And as the head of the household, it hit me. As I was cooking them the breakfast, I could feel the panic attack was like getting up to me. And now I didn't want them to see me in that panic attack. So what I decided to do is I finished cooking the meal, I grabbed the dog and I took her out for a walk. And honestly, that morning, I just started talking to God. During that walk, I was literally just talking to him like, God, I wish you could speak to me the way you spoke to the apostles in the Bible. It's like me trying to communicate with him, right? And of course, it wasn't like a voice magically appeared and started talking to me, but I just finished walking the dog and I went up again. I guess within 15 minutes of that happening, I get a phone call from one of my clients. Well, at that moment, she wasn't a client yet, but she was in the process, but she asked me to meet her at her business. And I don't know why, but I feel like I have this gift that when I talk to somebody, even if it's for the first time, they always open up to me about their lives. And that day, we talked, we cried a little bit, we even prayed about her situation. And she had no idea about what I was going through. So at the end, I gave her a hug, and right after the hug, she looks at me and she tells me, hey, a few days ago, we had a food drive, and we still have a bunch of food left. Do you want to take some? In that moment, I knew God was listening. I said yes, all excited, and she gave me a big box of food. I took that box of food, sit in the car and cry. It felt like God was saying, I got you. But that wasn't all. That same evening, she texts me. She's like, hey, what's your address? I need to bring you something. So she showed up to my house. She looks at me and she's like, look, I don't even know why I'm doing this. I just feel like God put this in my heart. I don't know if you're going through something, if you're struggling, but here. So she handed me a gift card, a Visa gift card for $300, and then 2 gift cards from Chili's of $25 each, so that you can go and take your family out for a dinner. And at that moment, I broke down again, right in front of her. I just gave her a hug, wiped my tears, and I was just so grateful. Because this time, I realized something. When you walk by faith, God uses people as proof that He's still working. And that moment changed everything for me. I decided to trust God completely, and since then, He's never failed me. So now when people ask me, Julio, how do you afford this lifestyle? How do you travel the country with your family? How do you visit small businesses, make them a few videos, pray over their business, and still not charge them a dime for what you're doing? I just smile and say, honestly, only God knows, because He's been the one providing every step of the way. Yes, I run a digital marketing agency, and honestly, that helps us stay afloat while we're on the road. But truthfully, every single thing we build is built on faith. And we're not living full-time off our content yet. That's the goal. That's the dream, they say. But whether we get there or not, I already made God a promise that no matter how much we grow, I'll always keep creating these videos and pray over small family-owned restaurants for free. So if you ever see one of my videos on your feed, please know that every like, every comment, and every share makes a difference. It helps us keep going. It helps more people find these family-owned spots. And it reminds us that we're not walking this journey alone, because we believe with all our hearts that God will always provide.
Julio the Foodio. I love that. Oh, and so many people do. And he's right. You know what? Times are tough right now, especially now since SNAP is not being extended. No food stamps going out. A lot of people are going to be hurting. But I don't want you to feel that despair, because you know what? We've got some amazing organizations, some ministries right here in our community that are wanting to step up, be the hands and feet of Jesus in these tough times. I've got to tell you about Stay Free Ministries. They are an amazing group of believers up in Arab, and their pastor, Rick Laster, well, he got on Facebook and he got to tell everybody the big news. It's something that might help you. So here, take a listen to this. So because we have people hopping on the radio and off, and we have different listeners throughout the morning, I decided to re-air what I aired earlier, talking about the Stay Free Ministries, how they are doing some meal preparation and having people come out for free hot meals. I thought it was awesome. So I shared that on the radio, but you've already heard it on the podcast. So I wanted to spare you that. And I also talked about the other food distribution that's coming up next weekend. So just giving you a heads up there. That's the reason why I'm not playing it on the podcast. I thought it would be a little redundant. So anyway, thanks for being here. Let's get on with the show. All right, more great music headed your way. Phil Wickham, what an awesome God right here. I just threw down the gauntlet on the texts. You see, earlier this morning, I told you Joe Modis reached out, told me about how it was a little chilly down there. And so, yeah, I figured I would send him a cool GIF. I got creative with it. It was an iguana. An iguana in its habitat looks like it had some steam kind of blowing toward it, like a little heater, because the iguanas need that right now in Florida. If you get an iguana too cold, they actually will fall out of the trees. It's quite a hilarious thing to think about. I've never actually seen it happen, but anyway, I had to share that with him. And then I told him I would send him a dad joke, and I just sent it to him, and I'm pretty proud of myself. This is the best dad joke I found lately. You want to hear it? All right, get ready to groan because you don't really laugh with these. It's like, ugh. Anyway, here we go. The other day, I was flipping through Netflix and found an Australian baking show, and it was really enthralling, especially when the chef made a meringue and everybody cheered. But I thought that was weird because typically Australians boo meringue. Get it? Boomerang? Boo meringue. Yeah, I'm a dad. I find it funny, okay? I'm not apologizing. Thanks for hanging out right here on the Lifeline Morning Show, mate. One more. Crikey, mate. Oh, let me say good morning to our friends in Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. It means a lot that you're here. All right, let's get back to the music now. I got Leanna Crawford, Honest, right here, right now on the Lifeline. I've heard the term hope against hope before, and I want to unpack that a little bit more, if that's okay with you, because you see, I came across this guy. He's a new guy that you probably never heard of, an artist. I'm getting ready to play his song. His name is John Lind, and I came across him over on the socials. In fact, he was doing a live. He was setting up a studio in his new house. He had just moved there closer to Nashville. He's wanting to do this stuff full time, and I think he's really got the talent for it. But he's talking a little bit in this song about how sometimes you have to have faith even when it feels like your faith is weak. You have to hold it out. You have to hold out hope, right? And this song is so powerful. And it's especially powerful for those of you who maybe have been fighting an infertility struggle. Maybe you've been trying your hardest to start a family, but it's just not working and you don't know what to do. Well, this song, wow, it's powerful. I think you're going to love it. And listen to these lyrics. He's a very gifted guy. And all I can say is, wow. I'll tell you more right after. I think it was so neat how that phrase came to me before I played that song, hope against hope. Because do you know where that's found in the Bible? And it lines up so well with that song. Oh, wasn't it good, by the way? Again, the name of that is Pray It Anyway by John Lind. But here's the significant part I'm pulling away this morning. It's that hope against hope comes from Romans 4:18 through 22. I just want to read it to you because it's so relatable with that song. Against all hope, Abraham in hope believed and so became the father of many nations. And I pray that is prophetic for John. I hope that he and his family, he and his wife are able to start that family. I hope they get those 2 pink lines. You know what I mean? Let me keep reading because this passage is so powerful and it really speaks to this situation. Just as it had been said to him, so shall your offspring be. Without weakening in his faith, he faced the fact that his body was as good as dead, since he was about 100 years old and that Sarah's womb was also dead, but yet he did not waver through unbelief regarding the promise of God, but was strengthened in his faith and gave glory to God, being fully persuaded that God had power to do what he had promised. This is why it was credited to him as righteousness. Think about that for a second. He was hoping against all hope when he didn't have any reason to believe it other than God said it was going to happen. He couldn't see it in the natural. He had to trust that God was going to do what God said he was going to do. And look what happened. May that be prophetic for John and his wife. You know what? We're going to have the opportunity to sit down with John very, very soon. I've already started talking with him about getting him on a Zoom call, having him on the show. So I'll be bringing you more information as we get closer to that, trying to set it up, because I'm giving him time to settle into his new house. So hopefully soon we'll be able to have him here on the show, get to learn a little bit more about John, and hear some more of his music, because this guy, he's a really interesting cat. I mean, seriously. He's a lefty, by the way, which is so cool for a guitar player, playing left-handed. So, hey, thanks for hanging out here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm so glad we get to do life together. Now, Brandon Lake, that's who I praise. How is your faith alive today? How are you living it out loud? When's the last time you stepped out in faith and you helped somebody that God had nudged you to go help? Yeah. When's the last time that you prayed for something big? Something bigger than you could really ask for, than you could even imagine. Maybe something you have no ability at all to do it yourself. It only takes God to do it. Yeah, if it's been a while, hey, I want you to pray a big prayer. In fact, we're going to do it right now. We're going to practice this one. You ready for it? All right, let's do it. Heavenly Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you so much for this day. We thank you for how you love us. And Father, right now, we just want to spontaneously come to you. And we want to ask you for those big things. Father, you know those dreams, those ambitions, those desires you put in our hearts. Father, those goals, those things that you've put there. Father, we ask you to make those things come alive in us today. Father, would you please fuel us forward? Would you help us to do the things that you've called us to do? Right now, we ask you. We ask you for the big stuff, because so many times I'm afraid that we don't. We sit back and we think, well, what if I pray for it and it doesn't happen? But right now, we're going to choose to hope against hope. We're going to choose to believe, Father, even if we prayed for the thing before and it hasn't happened, we want to pray about it one more time. So, Father, would you do that thing? Would you do that huge thing that only you can do? And Father, we'll glorify you right now. We'll thank you for it in advance because you're just that good. And Father, when we see it, when we see the results of it, when we see it actually happen, we will give you the praise, the honor, and the glory. Father, we thank you for this. And we're sorry for not stepping up and believing you for the big stuff as you have called us to do. Even Jesus said, these works that I've done and greater shall you do also. But Father, a lot of us, we're just not there. We're just not exercising that faith the way that we need to. So would you help us today? Would you inspire us? Would you nudge us forward? Would you help us to believe you for the big stuff? Would you help us to increase our faith today? And we thank you for it right now because you're just that good. I know you're doing it. In Jesus' name, amen. That's powerful. Yeah, believing him for the big stuff. And you watch and see what happens. And when the stuff starts happening, I want you to tell me about it because we're doing this thing together, right? And I'll tell you about what happens in my life too. Now, Brandon Lake and Jelly Roll with Hard Fought Hallelujah right here on the Lifeline. Jesse Martin, thank you so much for texting me and letting me know the new version of that song is out because, you see, I got to see it live at the Dove Awards. It was amazing to watch. It wasn't just Brandon Lake and Jelly Roll. John Baptiste was on stage with them, and he started this thing off with his piano and his voice, and he started the song. So I'm going to let you hear what that sounds like, by the way. But it was so cool. At the end of that song, they were actually singing and playing in the rain on that indoor stage. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And here's a little bit of that version of the song with John Baptiste off the top. Here, take a listen to this. Tell you what, I'm going to put that one in the Spotify playlist for today's podcast. And by the way, if you didn't know, I do that every day we have a show. I put together a podcast and throw it up on 5 different platforms. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube Podcast. So today's Spotify playlist is going to have that version of the song in it. Plus, you can find it over on the song list. And both of those are going to be in the podcast episode description today. So you can check that out later if you'd like, okay? Well, good morning and welcome to this day in history. A chance for us to look back on yesteryear, to celebrate some milestones and some achievements and the movers and shakers who brought us this far. So what happened on this day in history? Well, it was on this day in 1815, English chemist Humphrey Davy patented a safety lamp that warned coal miners of the presence of explosive methane gas. It's a pretty big deal for the coal miner, making sure they're safe. In fact, there's this show I've been watching lately all about some people who are mining, but they're mining for copper instead of coal. It's called Poldark, and it's over on Netflix. It's been a pretty cool series so far. All right, moving on. On this day in 1864, the U.S. Congress, anxious to have support of the Republican-nominated Nevada territory for President Abraham Lincoln's re-election, quickly admits Nevada as the 36th state in the Union. So Nevada, coming on. In 1888, Scottish veterinary surgeon, bicyclist, and inventor John Dunlop patented the pneumatic bike tire. It's a pretty big deal, right? Moving on, quite a lot of things happened, so I'll try to make it quick. It was on this day in 1860 that Juliette Gordon Lowe, the founder of the Girl Scouts of the United States of America, was born in Savannah, Georgia. Also, 1864, Nevada, of course, we just covered that, became the 36th state of the United States. Have you ever been to Nevada before? I have. I was in junior college. I was actually in a jazz band at Wallace State, and we went out to Vegas, of all places. And we played at Circus. We stayed in the Luxor. That's the big pyramid. It was a lot of fun. No, I wasn't even 21 yet, right? But it was so neat. They have escalators that take you everywhere. Outside escalators that move you up and down. And then they have these little like walkways. You just stand on it and it takes you from point A to point B. I thought it was weird though, that even in the airport out in Las Vegas, they have slot machines. It's like, they're crazy about that stuff. All right, moving on. 1968, U.S. President Lyndon Baines Johnson ordered an end to American bombing in North Vietnam. It's a big deal. Now, this is kind of a sad one, but it's an opportunity for us to have a little fun as well, to remember this guy, Scottish-born actor Sean Connery, who was perhaps best known for portraying super spy James Bond in a series of films, died at the age of 90. Can you talk like Sean Connery? You have to put that little "sh" in there. I don't do it justice. But Jordan, a friend of mine, he does an amazing job with that one. Jordan, man, I hope you're having a great morning so far. All right, now, here's one that maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. Although Halloween, celebrated this day, is now observed largely as a secular holiday, it is as the eve of All Saints' Day, also a religious holiday among some Christians. Yes, All Saints' Day. It's a day commemorating all the saints of the church, both known and unknown, who have attained heaven. Celebrated on November 1st in the Western churches and on the first Sunday after Pentecost in the Eastern churches. In Roman Catholicism, the feast is usually a holy day of obligation. The day is primarily observed by Christians with a tradition of venerating the saints, such as Roman Catholics, Orthodox Christians, and Anglicans, but certain other churches use it as a day to honor the faithful departed more generally. It's part of the 3-day Triduum. You ever heard of that before? Sometimes known as, I don't even want to try to pronounce that one. I'm going to mess it up. Dedicated to remembering the dead, beginning with Halloween and followed by All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day on November 2nd. So there you have a little bit more about this day in history. 3 more pieces to get to. This is another church history thing. So 1517. According to tradition, Martin Luther this day in 1517 posted on a church door in Wittenberg, Germany, his 95 Theses, a manifesto that turned into a protest about an indulgence scandal into the Protestant Reformation. That's a big deal. In 1931, Dan Rather was born, the American newscaster. I can see him. I've watched so many newscasts with him as the anchor. He's still doing stuff to this day. And then Peter Jackson, if maybe you've been to, maybe you've watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies, you know exactly who this guy is. The New Zealand director, Peter Jackson. I think it was Middle Earth, wasn't it? Yeah, travel to Middle Earth. Anyway, that is it. That's all I got for this day in history. So let me bring the music down, close the book, and remind you of the simple truth. There are many facts and figures written throughout this book. Excerpts of people's lives and how they impacted the culture around them, how they indeed made history. How would it make you feel if somebody decided that your impact was good enough that it needed to be documented, that it should be put into a history book so others, many generations past you, could learn about you? It'd be a little humbling, right? It'd be an honor. I hope that for you. I hope that it's written down in a book like this, but even if it's not, I can tell you where it is being written every single day. It's on the hearts and in the minds of every person you come in contact with and how you make them feel. So with that in mind, I wonder if you could take a challenge with me I like to take every day. And it's a simple idea, but it's very complex in how you do it. So here's the idea. Let's resolve to make good history today so that when others think of us, they get a smile on their face, a little extra warmth in their heart, that they feel better having just been around us, just having known us. But here's the deal. This is the complicated part, okay? It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you some time, some convenience. It's going to cost you some thought. It might cost you going out of your way to handle a situation in a way you never have before. For instance, later today, an opportunity is going to arrive in which you can either choose to react, maybe in anger, maybe in the heat of the moment, maybe when you're really feeling the pressure. And you know what usually happens when we lash out in those moments? It's like instant regret and then guilt. It's no fun. But what happens when you lay back a little bit, when you take some time to cool down and respond to that situation instead of react to it? Well, then you're able to mix in a little bit of mercy, a little bit of grace, a whole lot of love. And that helps that whole thing, because then you know you handled it the best way you could. So, with all that in mind, I wonder if you're still up for it. You still take this challenge with me? Yeah, I knew you would. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now, how about some Big Daddy Weave with my story right here on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Sunshine, blue sky, warming up. What more could you ask for? I mean, it's fall, y'all. Oh, it is fall. You know what that means. This is my last opportunity to try to give you some free fall passes to 4D Farm over in Coleman. I got some here, and I'd love to give them away. Usually I say, well, you got to share with me a little story about a fun fall family memory. But you know what? I'm going to take that stipulation off. If you want to share that story, you can. If not, that's okay too. You want a family 4-pack to 4D Farm over in Coleman? Call me right now. 256-505-0885. And I'd love to send them to you. There we go. There's my phone. It just lit up. Stay right there and I'll get right to you. Let me start this song. It's Toby Mac, A Little Church, right here, right now on the Lifeline. It's time for us to check in with a really good friend of ours. His name is Brian Trent from Hampton, South Carolina, where he pastors the Lighthouse Church. He and his family are all across the socials under this handle, Trent Tribe. That's how you can find him for yourself. Every morning I play something, and it's usually brand new from him, and man, is it good. Usually it's one of those light bulb moments. It's like, I never thought of it like that. So what does he have for us today? Take a listen.
Let's talk about the gift that God has given you. Maybe when you see other people's gifts, you feel inferior and you want to just sit back. But here's why you cannot sit back. Because in Exodus 4, God and Moses are having this conversation, and God refers to the staff that Moses has in his hand, which Moses would have had prior to the conversation with God. God said that staff was going to bring glory to him as well as lead others to believe. So the staff that he already had in his hand was a gift that God had given him. He just didn't know that it was a gift yet. I like how God is sneaky sometimes. Moses thought all he had was something to manage sheep, but he had a sea splitter in his hand. Because when we take the gift that God has given us and give it back to him, ain't nothing normal gonna come from that. In Exodus 14, the Israelites had been freed from Egyptian slavery, but the Egyptians had a change of heart and was chasing them down. And in the process, the Israelites were scared and they were complaining to Moses, and Moses said this. He said, y'all just stand still and watch the Lord fight for you. Now that sounds all well and good, but here's what God said. The Lord said to Moses, why are you crying out to me? Tell the Israelites to move on. And to raise his staff and hand over the water, and then the water would divide, and those Israelites would walk across on dry ground. In other words, God says, quit your belly aching and start using the gift that I've given you. Moses didn't realize the potential of the gift. And neither will we until we are faced with circumstances that will allow God to use the gift that he's given us. God uses opportunities in our life to bring out the gift that he's given to us to reveal his glory to the world. Your gift isn't just a stick, it's a sea splitter. So quit your belly aching and move on. Let God use the gift that he's given to you.
That is so good. I love the way he does that. You know what? It sounds a lot like, to me, moving in faith, stepping out in faith. But what do you think was going through his mind when he stretched that stick out across that ocean and he was believing for that water to part? He'd never seen it done before, but he was following his faith, wasn't he? Doing what he was told to do. And look what happened. It split. The Israelites walked across on dry land. That's a big deal. Now, I wonder maybe if God called you to do something, even as simple as that, would you do it? Would you, though you've never seen anything like that happen before, would you put your stick down in the water and believe that the water's going to part? Ooh, would you lay your hand on somebody and believe that the prayer you're about to pray is going to affect change, that God is going to use it to heal that person of a strong diagnosis? That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about walking out our faith, living it out loud, because lots of times the biggest sermon we ever preach isn't by our words, but it's by the way we live our faith. So how are you living your faith out loud today? When's the last time you believed God for the big stuff? Oh, you know, one thing that I've found is that when you start asking him, you start expecting things. And I think he likes that expectation. I really do. It's a deeper point of connection as well. Because it's one thing to talk with somebody, but it's another entirely to partner with them. That's powerful. So why don't you exercise your faith a little more today? I'll do it too, okay? And then let's come back and let's talk about it on Monday here on the show. Or anytime you want to reach out, you know how to do that, right? You can call me at the studio. If I'm not here, it'll go to the voicemail, but I'll still get it and I'll call you back. Or you can text me, or you can email me. Let me give you those forms of contact real quick. To call the studio is 256-505-0885. To text me is 256-967-0885. And then to email is Steven@885jfm.com. So I told you that I wanted you to hear that call. Take a listen to this. So Karen called me up and she won some passes to 4D Farm over in Coleman, right? And, it was optional. You could tell me a story or not. Maybe a fun fall family memory. But what she brought up was so good. I think you need to hear it. It's just, here, take a listen.
Oh, wow. I can't think. But look, it's not fall. But for some reason, with fall and with Thanksgiving and all, it just seems like you just count your blessings more.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but, every day I don't know if it's family time.
Yeah.
Or if more people are focused more on the Lord because of it being, Christmas and the season's coming up.
Right.
But I don't know. It just seems like it's a time when you reflect more and you're grateful more and you know exactly how blessed you are.
Oh, that's good. That's a great takeaway right there. I love it. Thank you so much for calling me up this morning. Thanks for being awesome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. It's been so much fun giving away these 4D Family Farm passes all month long. And thank you to 4D Farm for making it possible. It was an amazing partnership. Looking forward to doing it again next year. Here at the station, we're always looking for ways to make your day better. And I'm so glad that we have local organizations, businesses, and ministries that say, hey, we enjoy what you're doing. We want to be a part of it. So, hey, how can we help? And that is so much fun. So if that is ever you, if you ever want to partner with us here at the station to see anything happen in our community, if you would, reach out sometime. Yeah, I'm actually the person you'll talk to. If you go to the website, 885jfm.com, go down to the bottom of the page, and there is a heading there. It says partner, and you'll see our media kit there. You'll also see our info sheet, and all the info that you need is right there. If you'd like to do something that's not on that info sheet, that's completely fine too. We love doing custom things. Love getting creative with our partners. So just wanted to put that out there. 885jfm.com. Scroll down to the partner heading. You'll find all that information right there. Even a phone number to reach out, okay? All right, well, I guess let's go ahead and hit this last Business and Ministry Impact Partner break. We'll get your weather and your word of life, and then, my goodness, we're so close to 10 o'clock. We'll have to close the show pretty soon, but not quite yet. Well, the time has come for me to bid you adieu. But before I do, I'd like to share with you an inspiring quote. In fact, some might say it's a most inspiring quote of the day. From D. Elton Trueblood, who said, "Faith is not belief without proof, but trust without reservation." That line gets me every time, because real faith, the kind that changes lives, isn't cautious or convenient. It's not waiting for perfect circumstances or full understanding. It's trust without reservation. When you really think about it, faith only comes alive when we move. It's easy to believe quietly. It's harder and far more powerful to live that belief out loud. To let your love be visible, to let your hope take action, to let your trust become tangible. That's what James meant when he said faith without works is dead. Because faith isn't just a noun. It's a verb. It's meant to breathe, to move, to inspire. So as you go into the rest of your Friday, I want you to take on this challenge. Let your faith take shape in motion. Hold the door for someone who looks tired. Check in on a friend who's been quiet lately. Offer grace where it's hard, love where it's missing, and patience where it's needed the most. Because those little acts, they're not just kindness. They're evidence of a living faith. And who knows, your faith in motion might just be the spark that reignites hope in someone else's heart. So let's be people whose faith doesn't sit still. Let's live with trust that moves mountains, one small act of love at a time. That's how we change the world. Not all at once, but one faithful step at a time. I'll see you back here on Monday morning for another week of the Lifeline Morning Show, where we keep helping each other start the day with hope, with purpose, and with faith in action. Now remember, today's conversation can be found across 5 podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube Podcasts. This morning at 11 o'clock, you can go to any of those, type in Lifeline Morning Show Podcast, and find today's episode. Maybe you missed out on something. You can catch up. Maybe you heard something that somebody else in your life needs to hear. You can share it with them. If you would, go and do that. I'd greatly appreciate it. I've noticed the podcast growing lately, and it's because of you. So thank you so much. All right. Have the best weekend ever. And hey, I'll see you back here on Monday morning from 6 to 10 for another Lifeline Morning Show.